I have an addiction to iced coffee. I'll have three in one day, easily. Yesterday, I had ordered my third iced coffee of the day, and it was sitting on the counter. And I was having a conversation with someone, and I talk with my hands. It's just what I do. I use my hands when I speak, and it's a problem because I've been known to like flail around and knock things over. Well, yesterday I had my iced coffee sitting on the counter, and I was talking to someone, and I was using my hands to emphasize my words. And because I speak with my entire body, I'm very expressive. I can't sit still when I speak. Even now, I'm over here with my this hand gesturing, and you can't even see it on camera. But I'm over here gesturing with my left hand. And so I'm having this conversation with this woman, and she's so interested in the topic because I'm talking about witchcraft, and she's so like, I'm so ready to learn, and I get so excited when I meet another witch, a baby witch. I get super excited because I'm not going to ask her to join my church or cult or coven. I don't have that. But I'm excited to meet people who are on that journey because I don't know what her practice, I don't know what her speciality is going to be. I just know that when I hear a woman say that she is interested in embracing witchcraft, I just hear a woman who is embracing her personal magic. And I'm not trying to force you into a hole or a practice. No, you have a gift and it is up to you to find out. So when you embrace witchcraft, you embrace your own personal magic. So no, I got excited. So I am just excited to share resources where she can study, and I use my hands to talk, and I knock over my third iced coffee of the day. Completely gone. And I'm a little embarrassed, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I clean it up, and obviously I insist on cleaning up my mess. And we're still talking, and later that day I get home and I have this realization because I've been struggling with insomnia and having trouble sleeping. And obviously too much caffeine, even though coffee is really good for you in moderate amounts, but I'm guessing I'm taking more than I should take. So I just think that the goddess Hecate, Lilith, any one of my goddesses that I work with, Medusa, Persephone, they could have slapped that right out of my hands and caused me to spill as a message to like, stop drinking so much coffee. You're worried about your sleeping 3 hours a night. You're worried about the long term effects of not sleeping properly. Then maybe you should stop having three iced coffees every day. And so it, that stopped me up short because I was like, okay, because I just saw the lights on my altar flicker. And I had no part in that happening except that that's my altar, and I did a ritual beforehand to ask for their guidance and their help. And then, I've been struggling with insomnia, and it's, maybe cut back on the iced coffee. That seems like an obvious one. To be honest with you, in retrospect, in hindsight, if you're having trouble sleeping, maybe cut back on the caffeine. That's like, kindergarten. So I totally respect that. But yeah, I thought about that, and then I get home and I'm changing out of my, work attire and thinking about the incident, and I'm in front of the altar to my deities, and I suddenly have this realization that spilling that third iced coffee of the day was not really an accident, it was a message. I had to clean it up. I didn't make the barista do it. I would never do that. That was my bad. So I insisted on cleaning it up and not leaving a mess for somebody else because that was my mess to clean up. That's my problem. I'm drinking too much coffee and it's interfering with my sleep. So, yeah. That's how sometimes witchcraft and shadow work is. A lot of times it's about fixing your own bad habits, your own cognitive distortions, before you're allowed to have any authority in the world outside of you. If your own stupidity and your bad habits and poor behavior are getting in the way of your own blessings, then if your deities are doing their job, they're going to guide you. And for me, it's such a simple thing. It's like if you're worried about your sleep, getting enough sleep, then perhaps you should cut back on the caffeine. Maybe have 2 iced coffees and not the third. And that's a simple thing and an obvious thing. So that's witchcraft. It's about self-improvement more than it is about having power over other people. Witchcraft is about claiming your own power and being accountable for your own actions more than it is about, impressing others with how powerful you are. If you can't handle your own day-to-day basic shit and your own, inconveniences, and you're constantly trying to look outward to fix a problem that you need to work on within yourself, well, so yeah. It's a simple fix. Stop drinking so much coffee. Cut back on the caffeine. Start with the things you can eliminate. When you have a problem in your life, a persistent issue, then start by looking at the things that you can personally do to make things better. And if you're drinking too much coffee, as I clearly am, and it's interfering with your sleep, well, that's pretty simple fix, isn't it? Start cutting back. You don't have to just go cold turkey on anything. Just simply cut back and slowly lower your excess. And then see where you start to feel better. If you're drinking too much, taking too much caffeine, smoking too much, anything that you're doing that could be negatively impacting your health and well-being, then it's not about giving it up cold turkey. It's about cutting back until you reach a stable level where you can consume in moderation and with care and without overdoing it. And this is something we all need to confront at some point in our lives. None of us escape this. There's no shame. Whatever it is you're dealing with, it's okay to admit that maybe there's something you're doing that, and that's actually good news, because if you're doing it, then you can alter the behavior and see improvement much quicker than if somebody else is doing something to you. If it's something you're doing, that's the good news, because you can always change your behavior. So if having 3 iced coffees a day is causing me to lose sleep, then is it really that big of a hardship to not have the third one? That's such a lovely and easy fix. Don't you agree? Just a simple tweak. Don't moralize it. Don't turn it into a sin. Just say, hey, I need to back off, or I need to adjust. That's what life is. It's like you're a ship on the ocean that we call universe. And sometimes you have to adjust course. And that's okay. Be blessed.